Good morning, all. The 7B Gardeners here with another video. This is our seed starting video. As you can see, we are getting ready to prepare for our fall garden, and there's no better way to do that than to get ready by starting your seeds for that garden. Today is August 1st, and we have 90 days until our first frost date here in Henderson, North Carolina. And so it's time to start our seeds. If you look, we have mustard greens, various kinds. We have collards, kale, pansy, winter squash, cabbage, broccoli, and there'll be much more, but that's what we're going to start with today. We have the tools that you'll need to start your seed starting mix. Number one, we like to go with our Burpee natural and organic seed starting mix. You'll need a water sprayer that will help spray your seeds to get germination started. You'll need labels and pins. And you'll, of course, need trays and what we call tray sails. 128 count tray sails and 72 count tray sails and a 12 count tray sails. Now, with each one, we have various sizes. This will be for a deeper size. This is for your smaller planting, and this can be even smaller planting. And you want to start your seeds because this gives it the best chance for germination without wasting seeds, without not knowing where you're planting things. So it's gonna make your garden so much better when you have started your seeds and you know exactly what you have. And it's a lot cheaper than buying what we call starts or plants that are already established, because I can buy a pack of seeds for no more than $2 to $3. Most of the time they're $1 or less. But at most you're talking about $2 to $3 for a pack of seeds. And you can create a whole tray full of plants instead of one or two for $3 to $4. So that's why you want to try to start your seeds if possible. Look, if you can't, don't worry about it. Go ahead and get something in the ground. But as you advance in your gardening, seed starting is definitely the way to go. Now, they also have in stores, we got this from a store locally, but they have them at all types of stores. Seed starting sales. So, you can buy a tray. We typically don't use these anymore because, you don't know what quality of soil you really are getting in these. But if you want something quick to kind of start off and see, and, you can sell, the price is not prohibitive. So you may want to start with something like this. Go ahead and try this, see if it works for you. But we are going to get started soon, showing you how we fill our trays. And it's fairly simple process. We're going to take our seed starting mix, fill in our trays, and then we'll place 1 to 2 seeds in each cell. As Mrs. 7B Gardner pours the mix in, you can see that you'll have some little extraneous strings. There may be some material that didn't quite break down. That's okay. You try to remove as much of that as possible. You want a nice, smooth, loose mixture to start your seeds. And we do recommend that you use seed starting mix. You can make your own seed starting mix with nice loose materials, but it's just a little bit easier to go ahead and start with a mix from the store. But the biggest thing when you start your seeds is making sure that you're keeping them in a place where you can control the water, where you can keep an eye on them, make sure everything is coming up. And sometimes with seed starting or with anything else in gardening, things won't come up, things won't start the way you would like. But the most important thing is making sure that you're consistent with your watering, making sure that you have proper light in your area where you're going to place your seeds, and just making sure that everything is exactly how you want it. And so, Mrs. 7B, what will we be planning in this set of sales?
So we're going to go ahead and start our collards. And again, we have 3 varieties that we will plant for the fall. So I'm just going to start with our Morris heading that we got from Baker Creek. And so just be prepared to label, of course.
And one thing you may want to do if you're not an experienced gardener, check the back of the packaging, and it will tell you exactly how to plant each seed. It's very important that you follow the instructions. Gardening is something that you definitely want to follow instructions. As you can see with these particular Morris heading collards, they need moist, fertile soil. So late winter, mid-spring, and harvest before the hot weather, or plant in early fall, which is what we're doing. We're seeding starting for the early fall, for late fall harvest, or start indoors and transplant. So doing what the packaging is indicating is very important. And this variety, for those that may not know, is a blue green leaves with a mild and delicate flavor. Southern old timers nicknamed it cabbage collards because it makes loose dark green heads. The popular heirloom is fast growing and productive. So that's what you want. You want something that's fast growing and productive, and to make sure that you're getting something that you can use.
So I usually just poke holes in it. You can do it your way. Some people just drop the seeds on top. I just kind of poke a hole and then I just drop a couple in each.
Let's get a close-up, guys, on those seeds. Very tiny. So it's easy to put a couple of extra seeds in there. That's okay. You just want to make sure you have a couple in there just in case one doesn't germinate, get a bad seed. And as you can see, Shannon is just taking one of our popsicle sticks and just easily covering those seeds up. Very simple. It's not that hard. The hardest part is getting started. And so, as you can see, she'll just drizzle a light coating over top just to make sure everything is good and covered. You don't want to plant your seeds too deep. You want to follow the instructions. On the side of these Baker Creek seeds, they have, giving you sprouting within 4 to 7 days. Ideal temperature, 40 degrees Fahrenheit to 85 degrees. Seed depth, the key part, 1/4 inch. So you don't want to go any further down than that. Plant spacing 12 inches apart. Frost hardy, yes. At least 6 to 12 hours of full sun. So you want to make sure that you're in your germination times. You want to make sure that you have those available. You don't want it to be in the direct 9-degree heat that we have here. So we have a place that we store these to get that direct sun that they need. However, not to bake them. You don't want your seeds in the 9-degree heat. You want to make sure they're in a location they're going to get some sunlight, get some warmth to them, but not direct into the heat. Otherwise, you'll have poor germination rates. So you can see, we now label those, and now we know exactly what we have. We'll repeat this process with all of our other. Okay, and
don't forget to spray a little water with some variety of a sprayer. For today, I'll just spray a little. I usually don't spray because I have stuff all over the table and I don't want my seed packs to get wet. But usually when I'm done, I'll go ahead and spray all of my seed starts.
Absolutely. Make sure that you do that. That's imperative because you want to make sure that that everything has been moistened, that it's ready to go ahead and start the germination process.
Yeah.
Just like that. And it's simple, guys. Find a good place to store it. Make sure that you know it's not going to be in that direct sunlight. Make sure that it's going to get some sunlight, some warmth, and make sure that you have everything that you need to make sure it's protected and it won't be in the way of any pests or rodents. Make sure that you have those things in place. Once you do that, we'll place that out. Let's go ahead and get the germination started. As you saw on the seed packet, we'll be nursing these for a while because we want to bring them out in a position. I won't take that long for them to reach maturity, so we'll bring those out once the heat kind of subsides a little bit, likely beginning of September, and we'll have a great harvest of collards for the late fall. So guys, that's our video for today. We're going to continue on doing what we need to do to get started with seeds, but I hope this has been informative. I hope that you all will continue to start your gardening process. And as always, never stop growing.